Hey everybody, Pastor Rodney May here from Shannon Park Baptist Church in Fairbanks, Alaska. I wanted to talk with someone today, maybe help somebody. I'm really a counselor at heart. I have a passion for counseling, and I thought maybe this video might help somebody that is going through an issue or maybe feeling a pain or depression or something like that they just might be having a hard time with. Well, I just wanted to mention to you that pain is something that we're going to deal with on a day-to-day basis. I counsel people all the time that are going through pain, and that pain is causing anxiety or depression in their life, something like that. And so oftentimes I've found that it's not the pain itself, it's not the issue itself that is causing the most problem. It's how that person is relating to that issue. It's how that person is processing through the pain, is how I would say it. It might help to know that there are 5 parts of a person. There's your physical part, there's your relational part, cognitive, emotional, and spiritual part. I have those 5 parts and you have those 5 parts. And oftentimes what we can do is we can look into one or more of those parts, and if there's something wrong in one or more of those issues, we can see why we're having issues or why we're having anxiety or pain or something like that. So what I suggest that you do is just kind of go down the list. Start out with your physical. Is there something physically wrong going on inside of me that's causing me stress or anxiety or pain or something like that? Maybe it's something as simple as a sore muscle. And because you have this sore muscle that's bothering you every single day, that's causing you to have negative emotion, and then that's causing you to be short with family or your spouse, or your relational part is then being affected. It just really depends. So go down the list. Think about your emotional side for a minute. Is there a past pain that you haven't processed through correctly, that you haven't processed through in a healthy way, and you're still clinging on to some emotional problem from a past issue that you can't do anything about at this point? So it could be something like that. It could be the spiritual side. It could be that there's something wrong, there's a problem between you and God. You know, God says that He wants worshipers to worship Him in spirit and in truth. And so oftentimes the spiritual side of us does get neglected. And so I would just suggest that you look into maybe one of those 5 issues, if there's issues there that's causing you to have pain or depression or anxiety. The other thing I want to mention about pain is so oftentimes our natural inclination is to be away from the pain as quickly as possible. What we do is we feel a pain, and all we want to have happen is for that pain to go away. Relational or emotional or whatever the pain can be. We just want to be rid of that pain. And sometimes God wants us to stay in the pain because He's working on us. He's working on us. He's doing something inside of us through that pain. You know, the Apostle Paul, he asked for a pain to be taken away from him 3 times. And God said, no. He says, my grace is sufficient for you. And if God's grace was sufficient for Paul, it sure is sufficient for us. That doesn't mean that He wants us to go through every single day just traumatically in pain. No, He wants us to have peace. But above us being painless, He wants to be glorified in us. And so I would suggest, if you're having depression or anxiety or just sadness, look into one of those 5 things and look into the spiritual as well. I would suggest that you do that even today. And if you need me for anything, if you need some help, please go to our website. It's shannonparkchurch.com. There's some contact information there. I'd be happy to talk with you further. This is Rodney May at Shannon Park Baptist. Have a good one.